I know you just put up to the bar, but we close.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Tell you what. I'm gonna get you one drink. Does it look like you need
one drink? I can do one drink. I can do one drink because I really yeah.
Hey man, anything man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things I want to brought to you by is what activates your mind. Woo, woo. Now, I know a lot of y'all be like, activate your mind. What that mean? You know, you talk about any and everything. Well, we talk about a lot of things that goes on, and a lot of people feel like, y'all talk about relationships, you talk about a lot of things that go on in life. But my whole thing, no matter how much we talk, we got to find ways to help each other.
Yes.
Activate your mind is one of the ways that we can actually activate a change. We know what we do, but do you really recognize what you do? Yes. And if you do, now you know how to activate your mind. And that's why I always want to promote my man Craft, because to show is to start us conversating. I want us to grow.
Yes.
And the book gives us tools to grow.
Yes.
Now that's huge to me because I can't say I could do that on my own. I could talk big stuff. But listen, on the game of cards, I am the beast, all right?
Right.
But I can't teach you how to play. Activate your mind will. So that's why I appreciate my brother coming along with me in this journey, because it's more than just card playing. It's about understanding numbers and understanding the world.
Yes.
And that's what activating your mind does. So I started with one thing, he started with another, and then we made a duel. And guess what? We've been moving ever since. So tell them more about it, man.
Well, first of all, this is my new book, Activate Your Mind.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my response to the world's pain.
Yes.
There's a lot of forums and formats and occasions where we talk about our pain. Maybe we talk about them to friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we talk about them to ourselves, our confidants, our associates. We're always talking about pain.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the energy that we use to talk about the pain needs to be rechanneled. Instead of talking about the pain, it would be healthier to talk about the solution. It would be more fitting to talk about answers rather than talking about problems. And so I wrote this book with the intention for you to be able to assess your life and say, hey, I need some faith. You know what? I need faith. And when you realize you need faith, where do you go to develop yourself in the area of faith? There's always the Bible, the Word of God.
Right.
There's friends and family. Maybe you go to your pastor, maybe you go to your church, but there are some ways to develop yourself in the area of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to give people tools and resources and ideas that help strengthen your resolve to drive forward in life.
Yes.
So rather than talking about the problem, the issue, the pain,
Right.
I want you to focus. This book is designed so that you can get on a track to talk about the answers, the solutions, and the come-ups. Right? Because as soon as you change your mind, you'll change your reality. That is what Activate Your Mind is all about. It's designed to help you elevate in your mind. Build yourself from the inside out. Ultimately, it's a lesson in how to think and how to talk to yourself. Because we oftentimes are feeding ourselves negativity.
Right.
And we got to get out of that. You know, how do we strengthen a man? We pour positive into him. We pour strength into him. We pour courage into him. We pour a future that he might believe in into him. And so that's what this book is about. It's very therapeutic. I now, even though I have written the book and authored it for a couple of years, I'm now using the book on a daily basis to strengthen myself, because it gives you ways to develop your mind. And I, I'm just so passionate about good people, strong people, righteous people who fall. You're going to go into a setback, a stumbling block, a divorce, it didn't work, you failed at it. And how do you pick yourself back up? Activate Your Mind is one technique to pick yourself back up. It's one book and it's one process to attack any and every problem and issue that's going on in your life. It's a systematic approach to how to live positively. And I've been doing it for many years on my own, but I never realized how valuable my system might be to the rest of the world. And that's what I put in this book. This is a system. And so you're dealing with stress. You need patience. You need confidence. You need to let go of the past. You need to understand yourself. You need to strengthen yourself. Whatever that happens to be, there is a message for you in this book. And I would encourage you to go and get it. It is available on Amazon right now.
Yes.
And in fact, it's available all over the world. Apple
Say
Books,
it again.
all over the world. We put it on some of the major platforms. You can get this book in Germany and Italy and Australia and South Africa. And of course in the United States, Canada, South America. We're trying to go big. And I'm real passionate about this book because it's really my opportunity to love on the world. And I've been imparting knowledge and wisdom to people for years, but I haven't had a systematic way to do that. And so I created the systematic way to do that. I hope you enjoy it. I'd love your feedback. Come back to the platforms that you purchase it on and let us know how you feel. Leave us some reviews. And ultimately, if you see something that you like, you see something that makes sense, you see something that is going to better you or better someone you know, get them the book. Let them borrow your book. The books are also, particularly in the state of Georgia, they are in the local libraries. And they're in the library system. So you can go to Georgia Pines or any of the local library systems in the state of Georgia and check the book out and enjoy it and get some inspiration from it. So thank you so much, Jay, for giving me the opportunity to share the book.
The least I can do.
Yeah, and to give people an opportunity to help and develop themselves. It came from my heart, and I really hope you enjoy it.
Yes, and what I will do now is put a challenge out there.
Go ahead.
A challenge to get everybody to go out and get the book and use it when we do the show. And figure out what part of the book you think Craft would say we need to apply. And put it in our comments.
Yeah.
And then we will respond later on to show you, because the challenge is to do better. And you need the book. You hear the conversation, and I hope you grow from it. But now we got the book, so I'm putting a challenge out there to get the book, and then to come back and show us how much you really read into it to see how you can improve your life.
Absolutely. And the one thing I always want to leave with folks is, for some people, it's going to be a bunch of positivity. And I ask, where do you go and get positivity nowadays? You got to search for it and look for it. This whole book is about positivity. So some people are going to get positivity, but others who really dive into the lesson that I've put forth are going to begin to do some what I call mind over matter living. You're going to learn how to manifest in your life. You can manifest jobs, you can manifest money, you can manifest right relationships, you can manifest goodness, you can manifest good feelings and strength and positivity. But if you don't know how to activate your mind, then you're still searching for how to create these manifestations. But I've given you a technique. So it's going to go from just positivity to learning how to use your mind to create the reality in your life. The subtitle for the book is the Mind Over Matter Workbook. And you're going to see how it can help you grow in any and every area of your life.
And don't be surprised if y'all leave comments about how I can improve.
All
Because again, I mean,
right.
again, the book is to improve, and I'm improving daily. And I did this without the book, but with him, with his help. And I always came to him for guidance because, again, he's been my brother.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people would know this Kraft is actually older than me. And I don't go to him because of the age, because of the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Very wise person. He's been on my side. And I really hope y'all would take this book seriously and get it, because, again, he has did nothing but motivation since I known him. I had great conversation. He had great improvements. And when you put them two together, you get growth. And that's what I want. He wanted me to grow, and I want you guys to grow as well.
Absolutely. And this show is all about growth.
Yes.
In fact, it's a perfect time to introduce ourselves.
Yes.
This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we want to thank you folks for being with us tonight. Once again, just our opportunities to be leaders here in our own community and ultimately put forth a conversation that has meaning to it.
Yes.
This is not just a fun podcast. This is a place where you can find real nourishment and get some real understanding and ask yourself some real life questions. We wanted to attack what's going on underneath the surface of things.
Mm-hmm.
We always can see what's in front of you, but what's going on underneath the surface? And let's have some good dialogue about that. And of course, as we dialogue, something happens, some magic happens, some wisdom comes to the surface. And that's where we begin to scrape the cream off the top.
Okay.
Because some of the dialogue takes us to places that we never would have gotten to without talking through things. So there's healing in dialogue. And that's what we're really about here. So we want to thank you folks for being with us.
Mm-hmm.
We, of course, we always start the show off with a prayer.
Oh, yeah, get them.
And I'm going to pray over tonight's topic, which is what promotes change in your life?
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what promotes change in your life? And so let's hand this over to the Lord.
Yes.
Heavenly Father, we come into your presence just to thank you for all that you are in our life. You are our strength. You are our light. You are our purpose. You are our way maker. And we just thank you for that today. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would open our minds and hearts to a fabulous dialogue here tonight about change.
Yes.
We're asking, Lord, what promotes change in your life? Inspire us, give us wisdom, give us understanding, give us a new way and a new avenue in order to adopt the message of change. Show us, Lord, how to go in new directions, how to let go of the old and accept the new, how to be bigger than we ever have been in the past, how to overcome our past, how to seek greatness, and how to let go of nonsense in our world. Move our spirit, Lord, in a special way during this show. We know that you have the answers, and we ask that you would put them forth here tonight. Be here in this show with us. Speak your good and perfect work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Wow. I had to say, I'm from that one where you was hitting deep.
Amen.
Hitting deep.
Jay,
What we got?
when you talk about change, this is kind of how I've always thought about it. When you talk about change,
Okay.
there usually has to be some motivation. Something's got to be wrong. I can see that something can be better.
Right.
I'm not feeling good right here.
Right.
I want more.
Right.
I need more.
Right.
I deserve more.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be something on this side of the change that is the compelling reason to create vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
It is the compelling reason to get out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
It is a compelling reason to say no to what you used to say yes to.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes we realize that people don't change until they're in pain.
Ooh. No, you didn't go there. Yes, that is so true.
I think about, I have no battles with weight, but I have been watching people around me all my life with battles with weight.
Mm-hmm.
But oftentimes they don't do anything about the weight until the doctor says,
Your health is bad.
your health is bad. And if you don't make a change, right, he puts your back against the wall, right? Here's the compelling reason again. The doctor says, if you don't change your diet, and if you don't start exercising, and if you don't take your medicine on time, you're going to minimize your life. You're going to lose your life. You're going to lose a limb. You're going to start to get sick. So now the change is taking place. The change is pushing you out of pressure for something that you already know. Right?
Oh, I totally agree.
You already know that you need to change your diet. You already know that you need to exercise. You already know you need to take your medicine. You already know you need to pray more. But for some reason, you don't do it.
Nope.
And then there comes a place where the pain is too heavy to continue to do what you've always done. The pain or the struggle or the challenge becomes too much.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I'm saying this is because I kind of live a life where I don't wait for the pressure.
Right.
I change right now. I remember 30 years ago, 35 years ago, I'm 55 now, 35 years ago, literally in my early 20s, I was watching family members stricken with diabetes. I was watching them stricken with diabetes, and then I got to see their behavior while they had the diabetes. Mm-hmm. And some of them were still drinking and smoking, and so they wouldn't stop eating the pork and the fat back and the neck bones and the ham hock. And I knew they was good. It was good to me.
I mean, it was big back. What'd you expect?
Right? It was good, but here I am, just a 20-year-old kid looking around at my family members like, I cannot repeat this behavior. You know you got gout, but you ate seafood and steak last night. And you wake up the next morning complaining. I told myself right then, Stacy, this cannot be your route.
Right.
You are not wanting to be facing health issues in your 50s. And here your uncles are facing these health issues. I'm not saying that they were bad people at all. They were the most loving, gracious people in the world. But we're talking about a problem in humanity where people are not willing to do what is necessary until the pressure is upon them. And I don't want you to live a pressure-filled change life. I want you to live a life where you see something needs to change and you change it. Whatever that happens to be. Because if you don't change it, you're going to face greater consequences than the first time you recognized it.
Say it again.
Right now, you eat a little sugar and you feel bad for a couple of days. Right. But in 2 years, you're going to need insulin. You see what I mean? I'm trying to paint a message here that we have power within us to bring on our greatness, to bring on the fruits of life, to bring on health and healing, to bring on happiness, but we're not utilizing it. We're not diving into it, right? Mm-hmm. And so the question is, what promotes change in your life? What would you say, Jay?
Well, I like the way you went with it because you went with health and wellness. And one of the things I always want to promote to anybody is that is watching what we do. To give it to people that's in relationships and wonder why they keep repeating and they keep going through things. It's because, again, it's one of the things that when you see something, you have to grow from it. And I've been a victim of this, and I promise you, I'm not judging. I'm speaking from a place of brokenness, like other people have went through. I'm going to speak from that broken place of realizing I continue to do things. And I'm not recognizing, I'm not changing things. So to think that something's going to change with no recourse of a change is going to repeat. All right. And that sounds simple. But again, it's one of the things that makes you feel stupid.
Yes.
And I don't want nobody to feel stupid because, again, I felt that way. It's because I spoke it, but I didn't do no actions to change it. And that's where boundaries come from. Boundaries is understanding that I went through this, and now that I went through it, I'm not trying to go through it again. Now, please understand, I'm setting boundaries to me. It is a growth for me. I'm not setting boundaries for someone else. And that's the problem with social media. People are setting boundaries off what other people say. No, it's off about what God put you through. He put me through this so I can learn a lesson, so I can get closer to him, but yet I got closer to other people. I got closer to anything but what he wanted. And then I had to repeat. You know why? Because I didn't learn the lesson. But I promise you, when I start realizing I'm doing these things in spite of my father, I am guided by him, but yet I'm following others. So I'm going through things that's going to make me hit my head. I'm going to go through some things that makes me feel pain. And then I question him. And please listen to that for you Christians that feel like you're so perfect. I question him. Why are you questioning him when he's asking you to obey him? And then you're going to figure out why you're in the position that you are in. Because you keep questioning and you're not listening. He's putting things in front of you for you can learn, and then you keep on challenging him by your decisions. So are you really guided by him, or you desire your own outcome other than him? That's when you come to the realization of change, because he's going to make things change for you depending on your decisions. And I notice when I decide to follow him, it seems to make me change my way. And that makes me grow. And that makes me proud to realize I am not perfect. I have to be humble because I felt like my ego was taking me in directions other than what he needed me to be. But then some people say that's the devil. Why are you giving power to something other than to the glory? Job went through a hell of a lot. Sometimes so will you. You got to understand what it is to follow the Father and not get into temptation. And you can call it whatever the hell you like. I'm just telling you, life don't have to be miserable, and you don't have to give up. You just got to see the glory in what he's really giving you compared to the misery of what you give yourself. Half of this is self-inflicted. We felt like it is right for us to do these things, and you know damn well you was born with right and wrong. You just chose what you want. I can't say him any different. But I can tell you in relationships to show you, because you tend to gravitate to the what you like compared to what he has for you. Because what he has for you is going to be a lot different than what's around you. But when you ride with that right person that's aligned, it seems like things go in a different direction. Always better than life going to give you things regardless. But success is honoring your father. And some people got it twisted. It is following wealth. It is following. Wealth can be taken, but the Father is where you're going. Follow a light that's going to give you a better guidance, and you have less problems. You don't have the problems that everybody else is just seeking glory. They're seeking somebody else's approval. You might be getting the approval of a person that's following the devil that you just don't know, because you think and honor them. You idolize, idolize what don't need to be idolized, because I want what they have, but you don't even know the lessons that you need to learn. So you following something and you thinking you're going to make something greater than what he has for you. And then you find yourself lost, and now you have wealth in emptiness, loneliness, because you forgot what's in you. I've been through enough to realize that I don't want to go that direction. I realized I made enough mistakes that I want to make some boundaries, and I want to make things better. I want things better for my kids. So, I have to let them know about my mistakes. What's that? You tell your kids about mistakes? Yes, because I make them. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. So when I let them know about my mistakes, they was like, yeah, I made some of them too. And now they realize that the person that they look up to is a person that looked up and realized I was making mistakes too. So when I honored the mistakes and realized I had to make change comes from pain. The pains of not realizing my mistakes.
Right. It doesn't have to.
It don't, but I have. Right. And that's where I speak from. You don't have to, but my kids don't have to.
Right. Because
now I spoke on it.
Right.
And I spoke on how I made them and why I made them. And now they can have the opportunity not to do the same, because they came from me. And then they realize that I make mistakes, and then they don't have to make the same. Yeah. They can make their own.
That's right.
And that's all I want them to grow.
And let me just give a kind of a story that just aligns here, right?
Please do.
Just imagine you're in a field,
Mm.
and this field has fruit,
Okay.
sustaining fruit,
Okay.
right? And you can eat off this fruit, man, this fruit good. And next thing you know, you set up camp because this field is so full of good fruit.
Mhm.
And then you start to notice that the fruit is dwindling from the field. Now, the question is, you realizing that one day this field is going to be empty
Right.
of fruit.
Mhm.
Do you start searching for the fruit when the field is empty? Or do you start searching for the fruit before the field is empty? Do you go find a new field before this one's empty? Or do you wait till this one's empty to go and find the fruit? Because if you wait till this one's empty to go and find new fruit, you're going to find yourself without.
Mm.
Let me change that up just a little bit, right?
You kind of hit me deep now, Coach.
Yeah,
I don't want you to change it. I got some stories behind it.
No, and I'm gonna go with the
Go
same
ahead,
exact
go ahead.
idea, right?
Go ahead.
You're working for a company,
Mhm.
and the company. This is how I measure things sometimes. The
All right,
company
all right.
that I work for is constantly giving me bad news.
Mm.
They changed up the inventory. They changed up the pay plan. They hire over me when I'm qualified. They always telling me my work ain't. They always giving me bad news.
Mhm.
That's a sign that this relationship ain't working out. So am I going to sit here until we separate to start looking for a new job, a new opportunity?
No.
Or am I going to start weighing my options long before this is over with?
Mm.
If I wait till this is over with, I'm going to leave there one day and have to wait 2 months till I can find my new job. You see what I mean? Now I'm doing without for a short period of time. Part of the idea here is to always be thinking ahead.
Mhm.
And always be weighing your options based upon what's going on right now.
Mhm.
If right now it looks like things are getting worse, it looks like things are not working out, then I need to start making the change now.
Mm.
Because what I see is that this is dwindling into nothingness.
Mhm.
And so I need to go find me a new pot of glory. You
Mm.
see what I mean? So it's important to keep your head on the swivel. What promotes change in your life? You recognize something needs to change. And so you begin to change it. Change must always be taking place. When you find yourself comfortable, you will find yourself in a pit.
I agree.
Because comfort breeds challenge. Because we're supposed to always be moving, we're supposed to always be thinking, we're supposed to always be seeking, we're supposed to always be growing. And if you find yourself in a space where you're not doing any of that stuff, you are headed for a shortcoming.
Now, I'm got some fun for you.
Go ahead.
YNs. Everybody know these new young YNs. It's them young ones. Please don't get this twisted and feel like you're in an entitlement position where I don't have to do this. No. We're talking from a learned position.
Right.
So you YNs, don't take this the wrong way and feel like I'm always going to be thinking of something better. Please understand you have to grow value.
Yes.
And as a man, you start with no value. A woman normally starts with great value, and then it can shift. My whole thing is before I start speaking on a woman, I'm speaking on a man. As with no value, to grow value is to understand the things in discipline you have to learn. So before I quickly say what I'm going to leave, I better understand. So again, when I take a job, I have to take an understanding of learning that job.
Right.
But when I start seeing things shifting, now I have to take the initiative to understand the shift. Now, sometimes I'm going to have to take a loss because I got to learn what it is. And I got to stay disciplined enough to realize I'm not in position to be able to do a lot of things. So I have to learn enough that I can be in position. So when I see this shift, I might need to leave. But I'm leaving with knowledge.
Right.
People are leaving thinking they're empowered and going somewhere, and they got less initiative, less value to the people you're going to. You don't stay at a job. I don't see your willingness to do. And then you feel like it because the other job was about to shank you. You could go somewhere else and be a better fit with very little to offer. And that's what I'm noticing now, compared to the ones that has a lot to offer, but they have the discipline to stay.
Yeah.
That discipline needs to be looked at in a better way.
Listen, one of my favorite quotes. Patience is a virtue, but you have to be a fool to wait around forever. And so, what does that say? That says I need to always be weighing my options.
Right.
I need to keep my head on a swivel, right? I made a few notes here just to support the show as we move into the last 10 or 15 minutes of the show. What promotes change? First of all, growth is the first law of life.
I like that.
Everything is growing, whether you want it to or not. Now, some things can grow negative, and some things can grow positive, right? But growth is always happening, right? If you're not growing, you're missing the mark. If your relationship isn't growing, you're missing the mark. If your business is not growing, you're missing the mark. And so, what does one need to do if they are missing the mark? The statement I'll say here is you got to set a new standard. You got to set the bar higher, right? You got to go beyond status quo. If your relationship's not working, go hard in the paint on your relationship. And then if you realize it's not going to work, then you got to create change. Go extra hard in your job and in your company and in your work. And if you do, and it doesn't seem to be producing fruit, it may not be the place for you to be. But God and the universe is going to recognize that you are seeking to set the bar higher. You are seeking a new standard. And so your hard work, your hard effort will not go in vain, even if you have to shift directions. The point is I don't care if you have, if you're just walking along and things are not good. I don't care if you start running in place, but you got to change your frequency. You got to change your pace. You got to change your steps. You got to do more, right? It doesn't matter if you go in the wrong direction sometimes. You got to do more. And I'm encouraging you to increase your standards. Increase your status quo, right? Now, one of the other things to do, what promotes change in your life, is asking good questions.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes we just don't know if things are working like they should work. We don't know if we're going in the right direction.
Correct.
We don't know if we should stay or we should go. We don't know if we should run faster or slow down. We don't know if we should give more or take less or take more. We sometimes we don't know. So I'm encouraging you to ask God some questions. Is this the place for me? Do I need to be here? What do I need to do to get out of here? What is it that I can do to change this situation? What is it that I can do to become more successful? What is it that I can do to enjoy my job more? What is it that I can do to make more money? What is it that I can do to improve this relationship? What is that? If I need to change, if I need to do something hard, will you help me do something? Will you help me do this hard thing, Lord? Will you help me make this change? I know I need to change the way I eat. I know I need to change the way my diet. I know I need to drink more water. I know I need to see a doctor. I know I need more medication. Whatever it is, Lord, will you help me get those things? Sometimes we got problems and we don't face them. We just kind of wallow in them. We all know people who've been wallowing in the same problem for years, over and over and over and over. And I seriously doubt, Jay, that they are asking God for new answers.
Correct.
They've become comfortable.
I agree. But Kraft, you know the most powerful one
What's that?
is to remove.
The what?
Asking God to remove.
Asking God to remove.
So a lot of times you ask for some things, but I would like to say, when he has a plan for you already, ask him to remove what's not for you. So
That's
again,
good. That's good, Jay.
It's hard for people to understand what I'm saying,
Right.
because you don't know it's not good for you.
Right.
He do.
Right.
And that's giving the power back to him. And
Yes.
sometimes you got to release him to him and say, God, please remove
Yes.
it was not for me. Because when you say that, it's giving him the power to push out what he already knows
Right.
is a vessel of destruction.
And it's so beautiful to have a relationship with your God, with the Lord, and say, Lord, I feel like something isn't for me. And if it isn't for me, I need you to remove it. And you're going to be absolutely amazed at what happens. If you are sincere in your request and in your prayer to have this thing removed, it shall be removed.
Now, can I say that? Can I say one thing? When it gets removed, do not question.
When it gets removed, do not question.
Because
Don't
that's
go
the
backwards.
problem
Right.
today is, oh, I thought it would be her, him. See, because she put too much thought behind it. When you give it to him, you are releasing.
That's right.
And when you release, you cannot go back for it.
That's right.
It's like you pray for your child and then you run back to help your child.
That's right.
You're not allowing him to do it. See, that's the problem of our well-being and thinking we got so much that's your ego, okay? You got to let some things go when you talking to him.
Yeah.
And because that's obedience.
Yeah.
Are you obedient to him or are you disobedient to yourself?
You know what, Jay? I remember going through the last couple of months of my relationship with my ex-wife.
Okay.
And I could feel something really, really dark in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It was challenging, and it was time for change. And I had been holding on, trying to be status quo. And I remember one night before I got home, I went out into the middle of this park,
Mhm.
and it was dark. It's nighttime by then, and maybe about 7:30, 8 o'clock, it was dark, and I just asked the Lord to remove this burden from my heart. I didn't ask him to change my relationship.
Right.
I didn't ask him to give me a divorce or any of those things. I said, Lord, I ask you to help me remove this feeling, this miserable feeling that I have in my body and in my spirit and in my heart and in my mind. I just want some healing.
Right.
I need some healing balm, some healing substance.
Mhm.
And within a couple of months, I was on my way to a divorce. And as hurt as I was by the separation, I stood on holy ground because I knew that what was taking place was the Lord's doing. And that means when you ask for the removal, you ask for things to change. When you start talking to the Lord about the things you need and you want, you got to stand on holy ground and let him get his good and perfect work done. It's not going to look like what you think it's going to look like. It ultimately is always going to be better than you could have imagined it would be. But you have to get into a cocoon state. You have to get into a state where you let him do all the work. And you have to be accepting of the new things, the new paths, the new ways, the new understandings. That's very important in the process of change, because if you're not evolving in the mind before and with the change, when the change arrives, you're going to reject it. You're going to think that it comes from somewhere other than the Lord. You're going to think that it's not the right thing. You're going to think it's now lonely because you had somebody in your life. They was kind of half-assed, treating you bad and talking to you wrong and not believing in you, all that stuff. And then you change, and the Lord put you in a place where now you got to experience a little loneliness. You maybe don't have the same friends. You don't take the same route to work. You don't have the same car. You're walking on uncomfortable ground. But that's where the Lord wants you to be. All the days of your life, he wants you to walk on uncomfortable ground, because uncomfortable ground says that you put all the weight on him. You're walking in faith when you're walking on uncomfortable ground, right? I think everything that we're talking about here comes down to this book, because life is a mindset. And because we have multiple things to deal with in life, we have to have multiple mindsets.
I agree with
One
you.
mindset ain't gonna get it done. We got to have multiple mindsets.
I agree with you. But one thing I gotta say, because you're totally on point. I will also tell you is where I came from. You expanded thought to a thought of mine that I didn't even tap on before I met you. Because I didn't ask God about my divorce. I didn't ask him to remove. I don't want nobody to think that this is one of them shows that I can't be real. I'm really real. I had ego problem back then. And my ego pushed me out mine. And that's not to take away from yours at all. We all walk different paths.
Right.
But I want people to realize the different paths that everyone might have.
Yeah.
My mind was totally different. I let my ego drive my divorce. And me to see her where she wasn't significant. And I didn't need her when I needed him more than her.
Yes.
She followed me thinking I was stronger than what I was. I was a boy trying to be a man.
Okay.
And without the guidance of him, I will always be that boy.
Yeah.
Trying to seek what I didn't understand.
That's right.
So now that I have to activate and have accountability, that accountability does not go back to saying anything more than I had to grow. I wasn't in a position. I put myself in position, but I wasn't ready. And a lot of people are not. But again, I'm not speaking on the ones that is not. I am speaking from a person that was broken to be whole, to understand that I made mistakes. And that's where this show's about, because activating your mind is realizing the mistakes to say, I made them. And that's where some people don't hold accountability.
And let me tell you, I think all change, most change, comes out of self-accountability. It comes out of saying, I ain't been doing right. I could do better. I don't deserve this. I deserve more. I can achieve more. And so all of a sudden, these ideas coming forth to say, there's something minimizing my life. There's something minimizing my blessing. Let me raise my standard.
There you go.
And raising my standard based upon what I believe.
Thank you.
Not the world around me, but what I want. And that's the most beautiful place change can start. Is I want something and I'm determined to get it. But the Lord loves that. He loves people who say, I want something and have no clue how they're going to get it. He loves people who walk on uneven grounds, trying to get to a place where they can have relief and have prosperity and have success and have peace of mind. He wants people to shake off the nonsense and go for some real sense. So that self-accountability part is very important, because you're not going to experience the life that you want until you ultimately decide you want it, hold yourself accountable for it, and go and get it.
Oh, that's it, man. You round table that. You did that.
And go and get it.
You did that.
Now, there's a couple of things that I wanted to mention. I have notes here. Laziness is a problem. And nobody can help you in laziness, because in laziness, it suggests that a lazy person has a lazy mind. They don't want nothing.
Well, let's talk about the laziness, because I've seen it hand in hand. If you talk it and you keep saying what you're doing, and I see nothing of what you say, that is a lazy talking mind. Because a lot of people already know,
Selling dreams,
that they got to sell something to get you off them than to be something. I hear people all the time talk about their business and the things they're going to do. And all you got to do with a business-minded person is like, okay, there's it written down. What's your business plan? Because again, if there's something that I can aid, not just see, everybody talk because they want you to do.
right?
My whole thing is, I'm not going to do for you no more than you're willing to do, because I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah.
You can't aid everybody. I can't make everybody rich. I cannot make everybody go to the Lord. I can't do all this. But what I can do is be straight with you like the Lord is straight with me. And I can say things directly, because when two or more are around, he speaks. So I'm asking you, what all you got together so far? And then I'm listening to what they're saying. And then again, I'm not playing with you.
Because
If
we're
you
business
gonna-
people. I'm listening for
Yes.
what you're doing. I might be able to
Because
learn
I,
something.
I might know somebody, I might be able to put you on, but don't ask me to put you on and you ain't got nothing together.
And you ain't doing nothing but talking.
Because it's embarrassing.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know it because you done did this to your friends. You done sat in front of a liquor store. You sat on curves. You talk dreams and you talk things, but you're not doing things.
And people will look around you and say, now 2 years ago, they said they was going to do this. And look at them.
Look
They
at
ain't
me.
done nothing.
I can point out
Right?
my own brothers that spoke things, and I'm still waiting on them to be creative. My whole thing is either you create them and it don't go there. You put forth effort. You have to.
Yeah.
To me, speaking and effort go hand in hand when you're in motion. I got to see it because it's part of your drive. I had to learn my own drive. So now that I got it, I'm able to see other people's drive. Like when I met you, your drive was easy because of what you were selling, what you was doing. But then we started talking on a personal level.
Yeah.
And that's why we together now, because I understood where your motion was, where you was going. It's easy to align. It's no different than a relationship. Y'all getting in relationship over looks and love. And do anybody look at where the hell you going? Me and Kraft has been together over 9 years of doing this show. 9 years. Most y'all can't stay in relationships that damn long.
Yeah.
I'm being real with y'all because I knew where he was going. He knew where I was going, and we complement each other. We ain't got, we in the ATL. It's about understanding and drive. Y'all getting relationships without none of that and expecting to have it. How? If I don't see you going no damn where, I'm not expecting to go nowhere with you. I am going to talk to a point of I can continue my path without your ass. Seriously. If anything other than that, I'm playing. And with him, I understood his path going one day, but we always respect because I can see him on his journey. We just respect as we go. If you don't see nobody going nowhere, why are you? Besides your kids that you guiding or your wife that you're leading, you should be following something because again, you're going to end up with nothing and you're going to be pissed. Most people see what they can't achieve. I can't help them. But when I see somebody that got that drive, like what you got, and then I see others, and I'm like, I'm around driven people. So it keeps a drive. And then I'm alive.
Right.
I'm around people that when I'm around them, they speak life. When I'm around him, he hardly ever talks about disappointment. He has it. I have mine. But we laugh about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then we enjoy, and then we start talking about getting on point, getting on task. Where you at with your book? I asked him before his came out, where you at, what you doing? Because I know how driven he is. Jay, where you at with your show, where you want to go? It's always about a push, not a hurdle or hindrance.
Right.
And no one else did that, but that's the best relationships
And
to have.
the lesson that you just expressed is you got to surround yourself
Ooh, say it again.
with positive, growing, changing people. If you're sitting around with somebody who don't believe, you're sitting around with somebody who's lazy, you're sitting around with somebody who's wallowing in misery, you're sitting around with somebody who's okay with mediocrity, then you are going to become just like them. And not to say we throw people away, because we don't, but you got to separate yourself from that which is going nowhere to those places and people that are going somewhere. Because if you want to go somewhere, you got to get with people who are going somewhere. That's the nature of life, right? So we asked the question almost rhetorically now, what promotes change in your life? What's going to cause you to do more and to do better, to become healthier, to find your riches, to find your treasure in life, to have more peace in life, to have more peace of mind? What's going to cause you? What's going to change you to give you more confidence and more trust in yourself? What's going to change you to have a relationship with the Lord? What's going to change you? And every time I ask one of these questions, I'm hoping with every fiber of my being that it's not pain and misery that causes you to change.
How about a good answer?
It causes it. I'm hoping it's self-accountability that causes you to change.
I hope it's activate your mind.
I hope it's activate your mind, because activate your mind can be a great way to really dive in toward your goals and dreams, to dive in for a better life and better living. You know, hard work has been the nature of humanity. we've already done all the hard work. Hard work, we done see hard work can get you a lot of times nowhere. What we need is a bigger spirit. What we need is more drive. What we need is to believe in ourselves more. What we need is to let go of status quo. What we need to do is practice expertise and to practice excellence. What we need is to raise the bar. Humanity needs to raise the bar. Everybody's capable of greatness. Everybody's capable of doing good things and positive things in their life. But we have so many people who are wallowing in the spirit. In other words, wallowing in their mind. Mind and spirit is the same. We don't live in the physical world. We live in a spiritual world. In other words, we live in a mental world. It's time to get your mind focused on goodness, on forward movement, on progress, on advancement, on expertise, on love, on strength and peace and patience and hope and goodness. And all the great things in life are spiritual. And when you get a hold of it, which is what this is designed to do, you're going to begin manifesting love and prosperity and peace and opportunity unlike you never before. I am a product of this product, and I can tell you that getting your mind right produces great fruit in your life. The Spirit is waiting on you to reach for excellence. It's waiting on you to reach for greatness. It's waiting on you to want to do something bigger than the average, bigger than your family ever did, more than you ever accomplished in your life. It's time to set records. And I'm talking about records of peace of mind, records of confidence in my walk, records of I'm going to get this if I'm the only one reaching for it in this world. Right? We need that strength in our spirit. And I'm telling you, there's no shortage of accomplishments in the world. We've been accomplishing for many years, accomplishments of everywhere. But man knows how to accomplish things, but has no peace.
Deep.
They know how to create money, but they don't know how to create love. They don't know how to operate in love. And I'm not just talking about loving other people, even loving yourself. Allowing yourself to love yourself, to not be mistreated by the world around, to set the bar high. I'm not going to let anybody treat me this way. We got too many people letting themselves be mistreated because of the money. Let themselves be mistreated because they don't think they have options. Let themselves be mistreated because they don't know themselves. They don't love themselves. My goal is to build the spirit of man so that you can operate in your excellence and your greatness. And I believe the Lord is waiting on that mindset to once you live that mindset, you're going to see your whole reality shift. All the greats will attest to it. Everybody who's ever achieved anything in this world, anything great in this world, and they look over their shoulder and they say, how did I do it? The only thing I had was a fire in my bosom to go and get it. The only thing I had was a fire. But somehow that fire produced all of this goodness. That fire produced that business. That fire produced this loving relationship. That fire got me out of an abusive relationship. That fire got me into some friends and some family and some people who can support me. You have to desire good things. And I'm talking about that's what's wrong with humanity is people are not desiring anymore. They're lounging on mediocrity and the regularness of life. That's not the life that God put in you. He put every bush to prepare and to build fruit so that the fruit can hit the ground for those who cannot make their own fruit.
Can't reach it, can't achieve it, but it's still there for you. Now,
we are out of time.
Yeah, we are. And again, I wanted to say, that's why we sit at a round table. It ain't a square table. It's a unity.
It's unity, yes.
And that's why I'm giving you back Activate, because again, we're triggering you to realize what you might be doing, to activate what you need to look forward to. And that's where I want you to take this book and take the challenge, because I had problems too. And in them, you have to go back to a source. I had the person, he made the book. I'm not saying he God. He's a great brother that served me well. And I hope what he wrote will give you the guidance to give you open mind to realize we have been closed-minded because of social media, because of things and lies that was told. But God gave us the power to activate what he gave you. And I think this book will help you.
There you go.
So please take it. Challenge me. Please challenge me in my wrongfulness and things I've done in life with this book and help guide me, this show, and then to show this brother why he wrote it. Give God the glory.
Absolutely.
Try it.
Thank you so much, Jay. Again, Activate Your Mind. My name is Stacy Craft. It's CRAFT. It's on Amazon. And you can find it on just about any platform under the sun right now. Please check it out. Share your feedback. And I hope it blesses you. This has been Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we want to thank you for being here with us tonight. We're so grateful that you are here, listening, sharing, participating in this great wisdom. Never forget that we hear from Facebook Live every Thursday from 7 to 8. And you can find us on all the other platforms under the sun. Look for Bar Talk with Jay. Continue to come back, sharing in the show, like, share, subscribe. Continue to follow us because all we want to do is build the spirit of man so that you can do great things in your life.
Yes.
Never forget that we do this because we love you and we appreciate you. And with that,
We are out.
Bar Talk.